Thank God I took that time.
Yeah, I listened to it.
Seasoned it.
I fucking chopped up the onion, the serrano, all that shit.
I kept tasting it just to make sure it was good.
Put it in the pot. Yeah.
Damn, you delivered
Making
a fucking
ceviche is
project.
like the way I'm approaching my album.
Oh.
Like a vacate in Cabo, she off-white, like the brand with the Whitney. Coke dealer shirt and she think I got it with me. Listen, had to ask the bitch, is you fiendin'? Even though I took a bump with her, now I'm geeking. $100 fills in the club, now I'm cheesing. Two main bitches like a kingpin. What?
All right. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the first episode of The Energy. I am your host, Brian Landeros, and today we have a very, very special guest, very close dear friend of mine, goes by the name of SebbyOG A.K.A Sebastian Ocampo. And for those that this is your first time listening, because this is the first show, what this podcast is about is basically just putting out your hardships, your L's, your lessons, and basically how you turn that into your energy, because ultimately your energy comes from your energy, and it's energy from within. So with that being said,
That's right.
how you doing, my boy?
I'm doing fantastic.
Dude.
How you doing, bro?
Good, bro. I'm just happy to finally be here, man. We've been talking about this for a while now, and it's just funny how we barely get into it, but nonetheless, we're here.
Yeah, man, it's beautiful to see how, you start plotting on something.
Yeah.
And you slowly start to develop it, and now we're here, man. Now we're here.
And that's the crazy thing, that everybody thinks that from one day to another, like, shit's gonna happen for you, but in reality, nobody looks back at all the work you put, all the struggles you had to get you to where you're at right now. And this isn't something that happened because of luck, but it's a product of everything you've been doing up until, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man, it's a grind. Everything's a grind. Everybody knows that.
All day.
Yep.
All right, man. So let's just get right to it, bro. Like, how you been, man? Tell us a little bit about what's going on with you, what you got going on, and let's get started.
Man, I've been solid, man. I've been trying to just build a foundation for my artistry, for my brand. We've been working, just holding it down, man, trying to get my bills paid, finessing every avenue, trying to get this bag in every avenue, whether it be the music, whether it be work, whether it be whatever, man. I'm just trying to get to it. Keep my shit rolling, man. That's really it. Make quality music.
Right.
Stay healthy. Be a good friend, son, brother, homie, all the above. You know what I mean? Just trying to do it.
Nice. And it's funny that you said just trying to get this bag. I remember we were talking not too long ago about, like, yo, we got to get this bag to get that bag.
Yeah.
And it's just a process of bags to get the major bag.
Yeah, man, it is.
You know what I mean?
It is. Sometimes you got to sacrifice, man, and do, some things you don't exactly want to do.
Yeah.
But ultimately it's going to pay off in your ultimate mission.
Oh, no, for sure. No doubt.
That's just where we're going with it, man. So right now, it's a little bit of the sacrificial stage, but I feel like I'm used to it. You know what I mean?
Right.
We're so used to this already, so.
Yeah, and it's just been a trial and tribulation type of, process that we've been through. I mean, like, going back to when we were kids, just bullshitting around, going through, whatever we did to just get by. And now actually acquiring goals and, end goals, so that we're actually on our way to accomplishing that. And it's just weird how, you never really think what you're going to do until you start doing something. And all of a sudden that turns into like, oh shit, maybe I could do, this with that and that with this. So it's just,
Yeah, it's like, it's a total, I didn't expect to be making music, long ago. Like, it just kind of, it came about, you know what I mean? It was more of a thing. I was such a fan of music, just as we all are.
No, of course.
And I would get so good at memorizing songs and like singing them and the melodies. I had like an engineer ear as a young man without even knowing that. Like, looking back at it now, like, I was musically talented and I didn't even know it yet.
No, of course.
You know what I mean? So. And
for those who don't know, Sebastian's actually, a lyrical genius. He's a up and coming artist, and let us know a little bit about, like, how did this all start? And I don't know. Everybody just has a different story. So what would you say was your beginnings and your origins to, even wanting to pursue music as a career and lifestyle?
My origins, I mean, it all started, like, my mom is huge. Like, you know how
Shout
huge
out
my mom.
Normita.
Yeah, my mom,
no
she's
doubt.
huge in this. Like, when I was a kid, this dates back to when I was like 4 or 5, 6 years old. She would tell me, she would play a lot of music, a wide variety of, whether it be Maná, Mary J. Blige, Alicia Keys.
Yeah.
Enanitos Verdes, like, you know, like.
Yeah, whatever it was, you were multi-versed in
it's just
any
like
type
a
of
whole,
music.
and it taught me, you know, to be well-rounded musically, you know, and she played even Kanye, a little Biggie, like, you know what I mean? So when I was a kid, like, I was memorizing these songs, and she would tell me, like, you would sing this whole song when you were like 4.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I was singing songs and memorizing lyrics at a very early age, and I didn't know that till later.
Right.
And that's just what it was, man. She would play. I remember when I was in high school, like, or even before that.
Yeah.
We would burn CDs, bro. Like, nobody does that shit no more. We would burn CDs, right?
I remember that.
Of my favorite, like,
make your favorite mixtape.
You could probably put like 12 songs on that motherfucker.
For
like,
sure, yeah.
You couldn't put 13 because then the files would be too big for it.
You're
but
gonna have to go get a new CD.
I used to burn my 12 favorite songs at that time,
right?
And just run it in my mom's car, like wherever we were going, until she was like, "Okay, new CD." Because I would know every song on that motherfucker word by word.
Right.
And I was getting so good at, like, singing every song that it just practiced, like, you know, practicing melodies. Like, I just was such a fan of a lot of shit that I got so good at singing the melodies and, like, you know, paying attention. And I think I was just, like, unintentionally just, like, paying attention and paying my dues to ultimately start making my own music.
No, yeah, definitely, and it's you got to start somewhere, definitely, man.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I don't know about you, but do you remember the days where we had the CD players and you had to, like,
Walkmans,
Walkmans, try to shove that in your pocket or anywhere that you could, your hoodie, because iPods or you know, the iPod shuffles.
Them shits were like
fat.
They were like that big.
Slap on that CD.
They were like that big, and like if you didn't wear either like some cargo pants,
right,
then you weren't taking it. Like I had
the cargo pants. You needed the cargo pants because they had that big old pocket where you could just slide that CD player in, and it was the only ones that would work. I remember the Hollister
and you
ones.
choose. That's why I like to make those mixtapes. You burn the
right.
CDs on the fucking on the computer,
of course,
and then you take your Walkman. And now you got your favorite 12 songs, like
bam, put that on repeat, and there's no doubt that you're gonna for sure remember a word or two of the whole thing.
Exactly. So yeah, man, that's what it was as a young man, getting into it. You know what I mean? I was just such a student of the game. I guess, you know what I mean? I was the one downloading all the music, like just fucking ripping that shit off the internet, doing my research, like just nerding the fuck out with that shit. So
you got to do your due diligence.
That ultimately led to, like, I mean, and the stuff that was coming out at the time,
right?
You know, 8th, 9th grade, 10th grade. We're talking like when YG first came out, when Dom first came out.
Remember that? Good
I'm
days.
talking Kendrick first dropping. We're talking like such an era that was so influential. Wiz,
I remember.
Kanye was at the height of his shit. Lil Wayne was at the height of his career, you know, and that fucking like time of like span of like maybe 3-4 years,
right?
Just like put me on game to like wow, you know what I mean?
Like this is very inspirational, motivational,
exactly,
like
bro, because all those mixtapes, even like the smaller shit like Casey Veggies and like and that kind of shit, is just like a culmination of like all the shit we came up on. That's what molded me into my artistry. Like that's what I want to emulate. That shit that I used to love.
Yeah, of course.
When I was coming up on.
Yeah, just like for me, whenever I look up to an entrepreneur or look back at their stories, the way they way they deliver their messages, the way they go about business is just like I align my morals to the people that I how to say relate to,
Yeah.
Because ultimately that's how you get your inspiration, motivation, and your ideas from, by seeing others people do it and then trickling down and make it.
Yeah, and you realize like like I can do this shit.
Yeah,
like,
no, of course.
And you may have people. I mean, I bet people, Seb is making music now.
Oh,
like,
for sure. You're going to have haters out there, no doubt.
He's boof, like, or he's trash, whatever. But I never let anything faze me because my core, my people, they would tell me if I'm trash. And like,
no, of course.
You know what I mean? Like, and nobody ever, everybody encouraged it. The more I did it, the more I got better. And then motherfuckers were like, okay, now if you stop, like, I'm beating you up, bro. Like, don't ever stop. Like, people hold me accountable now. You know what I mean? Like, people hold us accountable, including my father, including my mom now. So it's great having like super support. You know what I mean?
No,
From
yeah,
like,
of course. And that's actually the most important thing, because a lot of people don't get the support that they'd want from their parents, from their family, or their closest ones.
Yeah.
And then they got to go and reach out to an even deeper level of commitment and energy within themselves to push themselves, because the people that you thought had your back aren't really fucking with you. And if they are, they're, you know, you could tell the sincerity in their eyes or the way that they, you know, they say things to you. And that's actually my biggest thing, bro. Whenever you look at someone, you tell them about your, you know, your successes, your ideas, and your plans, and like you right off the bat feel their energy, bro. If they're really fucking with what you're saying or not, bro.
You know, I mean, it's easy to read. I mean, for some people it is. For some people, it's not.
For some people,
you know
just don't see it, and they feel that everybody's rocking with them, which is cool. But at the end of the day, you gotta know who's really there for you and who's just, you know, right there, just fucking trying to see you fail.
And I lost some good friends along the way. Like you know what I mean? Like we
definitely.
all do.
You gotta trim the fat, man.
You lose some good friends that you would have thought, you know, I might ride it out with these people or whatever, but you know what I mean?
And as funny as it sounds, it'd be the closest ones to you.
Yeah, real shit.
Real shit, though. Like,
it'd be the
honestly,
closest ones that like, you know, they might like sneak this or whatever, but then you really find out like
everything at the end of the day comes out to light, no doubt about it.
But I'm extremely fortunate to have like the most awesome group of friends that make this shit. They make this shit for me. You know what I mean? Because every show, every song I've ever dropped with like Sauce or just even myself was like 100% support. And even if it was from 10 people, that 10 people turned into 20, that's 20 turned into 100.
Yeah, and
then it snowballs and shit.
Definitely, you said it snowball. And the biggest thing and correct me if I'm wrong or you think different, is what's basically built that is the consistency and, you know, the persistence that you stayed in your music even when nobody really fucked with you, or even if they did or not, but you knew within yourself that either one way or another you were going to keep doing this and nothing was going to stop you.
Yeah, man, I don't want to sound like an asshole.
No, not at all. You got to be honest.
But I always thought I had like, maybe I might not have had the content or the experience or the life experience to write or create, you know, great songs at the time. But I always knew I had a voice that was unique.
Exactly.
And that's all my favorite artists have unique voices. You know what I mean? And that's, to me, in music, that's attractive when I pop my song on, or, you know, somebody pops my song on, they're like, right away I want them to be like, oh,
yeah,
that's Seb. That's Seb right there. You know what I mean? Like, I want that. I think I take pride in that the most, is like when you hear my voice, you know that's me.
Yeah, no, just like when you hear that Lil Wayne little voice come on, the Wiz Khalifa.
Yeah, I'm single.
That lighter,
or you hear the Wiz Khalifa laugh, you know, whatever.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. And that all that is just basically a buildup of you just fucking keep on going and just keep doing your thing. But what I want to do is I want to take a step back and just let us know a little bit about your origin days, man. Like, where were you at before you were Sebby OG, before you even started to even get into this rap? And like, what I mean by that is like, who were you when you were a kid, man? Because a lot of these people, you know, they only show who they were from, you know, certain years back. But in reality, who you really are is who you've been your whole life and the stages you've gone through to get to who you're at the present date of time.
Yeah, I was a cool kid, man. Like, didn't really have shit, you know what I mean? Coming up, it was like it was everything. Honestly, my childhood was so fucking fun. Yeah. But behind the scenes, it's like a whole lot of shit going on, and you don't realize that until later on in life. Right. You know what I mean? But man, I just grew up playing sports, fucking skateboarding, art, drawing, name it, bro.
We don't have to go that far, man. You remember the East Lake Panther days, bro?
Yeah, even then, like, you know, midget, Mighty Might,
Mighty Might, Junior
played for Chula Vista Aztecs, met a lot of the homies on that shit. Right. Went over to you guys, fucking started playing
East Lake
there.
Panthers,
yeah, made a lot of good homies, like established a lot of friendships, and then just like, you know, football was huge in life, man. That kind of kept me out of trouble. Oh, of course. Kept my mind right. You know what I mean? Like, kept me out of the bullshit. Although we were always bullshitting.
Oh yeah, most definitely. But then, I mean, we were kids, bro. We didn't know any better. Yeah, we were just out there trying to like have fun at the end of the day and just kick it with the homies. You know, do hood rat shit with my friends.
Yeah. So I mean, around that time, I was just fucking. I had a passion for sports. That was what I was into. skateboarding. Always loved music. Like, I fucking love music. Always. Right. That's the one thing I've always had, like, the most love for, along with sports and shit. But
for sure,
that's what we were doing, man. Just really bullshitting, trying to pull some bitches, like, you know, excuse me and shit, but just trying to get a couple girls, fucking
have some
mob
fun,
around, like, dude, we were in fucking Nasser used to whip us around in 8th grade.
Hey,
like,
when you had that Dodge Charger.
Nobody was doing that, bro. Nobody was doing
grade,
that.
My boy had a car already.
My boy was 13, bro, and we were like all 13. My dude had a Dodge Charger, and we would whip everywhere. Like,
everywhere, bro. We already were like up in
some 13-year-old motherfuckers whipping around the whole city. Like, we got to know the whole city like that way. You know what I mean? Like, bullshitting around everywhere, and like, that's where we learn. Like, that's where I fucking learned life lessons at the beginning.
No, yeah,
like,
definitely.
Getting caught up with weed, getting fucking stealing clothes at the mall, like, just doing shit like that you think is like straight at the time, and then you just look back.
But you don't know better because you're just a little kid trying to get by and do your thing.
Yeah,
with your boys,
exactly. Because we didn't have shit growing up, bro. Like, you know, my mom was like busting her ass.
Yeah, I remember that.
Just
man.
to like,
Likewise.
just to barely slide by. You know what I mean?
No,
like,
definitely.
and I fucking love her for that, because like she was like 100% grinding just to have us live in a decent area.
Yeah, no,
you know what I mean?
Of course,
like,
man, I remember that.
She would bust her fucking ass, so it was like, and I didn't get it at the time. You know what I mean? When you're young, you don't really understand that. You kind of butt heads because you're trying to have fun, but your mom's just trying to look out for you, and she's not always around, so I'm over here running around and shit.
Yeah, and it's just because the experiences that you don't have as a kid, you're just so not mature, so you're just, you know, all over the place trying different things to see which is good.
Yeah, so that's why, coming back to like sports and shit, sports is the only thing that kept me like somewhat, you know, a good kid, because I was always like, dude, my dad was locked up like for years. Right. You know what I mean? So I didn't have that super like male influence. I did. Mm-hmm. Like, my grandpa was kind of that for me. Like, he's a great guy, but it wasn't that like connection me and my dad had.
Oh no, for sure. And I could relate to that because my dad was in and out of the house, you know, had multiple families, and I'm not afraid to say that, because on the contrary, that is all stuff that empowers me, because I'm still a good person. I turned up to be, you know, a good kid. I'm not in jail. I'm not dead. But there's never a substitute for that father figure or that actual dad, you know?
There isn't. And we kind of had to be that for ourselves.
Oh no, and that's exactly why I feel we relate even more, because single moms.
That's why we became friends, bro. Exactly. Because our moms were friends.
Single moms.
We played football together.
And what was the common denominator between their dads? What did they do?
Exactly.
you know, so it's like, it was relationships right off the bat. And let me just, you know, ask you a little bit more in depth, man. Like, how was it not growing up really with your dad? You know, how did that affect you? And ultimately, you know, how'd you overcome that, man? Because there's a lot of kids out there. There's a lot of people out there that even to this age, or even to when they're grown, bro, I kid you not, they have daddy issues, or, you know, that's the reason why their life spirals in a certain way. So
yeah, I mean, I guess early on, I grew up like hella hard-headed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because my dad wasn't around, like, I felt like I had to grow up pretty early.
No,
but
of course.
I you know, define growing up. Like, you don't, I'm still trying to grow up.
There's not a definition to it. Like, growing up is you did this and that.
But, you know, you just try to be the man of the house in a way, and like,
of course.
But also butting heads with my mom, because my mom's so fucking strict on me.
I remember
that, like, you know, I was grounded all the fucking time.
Every vacation, bro.
Grounded. Yeah, nope, I couldn't do shit ever, but I was still sneaking out and bullshitting, you know, of course. Yeah. But it was, I mean, dude, I don't regret anything. Like, I'm close to my dad now. Like, I feel like we were always had a close-knit relationship, because, I mean, he would call me any chance he got and just drop some fucking game on me. And he was real. He was so real with me from the beginning. So
right
at those early ages, like 13, 14, 15, like, he was just talking to me like I wasn't that age. Like, he would talk to me like how he would talk to me now.
Yeah.
And just embed like morals, you know, because it wasn't that my dad, I mean, he had his time, but he wasn't a bad guy. Like, everybody who knows him knows he's a solid dude.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I commend him 110%, bro, because, I mean, to make it from where he made it, and to get back to where he is now, and like supporting his family and like doing everything now, is fucking all the inspiration I need. And then on the flip side, like, my mom was like working fucking hours on hours just to have a very decent small little house, like, you know, in the nice area.
Yeah, of course.
Just so I could go to school
at
the nice school.
Yeah, of course.
And then it was like, you know, you don't see that as a kid. I did.
I mean, you don't look at it that way. I mean, I feel like any other person would just be like, oh shit, my mom just got me to a good school. Like, yeah, big whoop, you know. But as a kid, you don't look at those little things and say like, damn, my mom's busting her ass.
Yeah, you don't see them through
fucking food on the table, and we're still here.
You don't see them through fully. Like, you do appreciate it because I
definitely.
I definitely was aware of what was going on. I was aware of everything, and I really just I can't say enough about my mom, man. She was like, she did everything she possibly could to keep me in a solid environment. And with that, I met such good fucking friends, and she met good friends. And like, even one time, like, she got laid off from her job through this stretch of time, right? And it was just me and my mom. So one of our family friends like took us in and gave us a place to live, and like, you know what I mean? Like, bro, like that shit
how
was
grateful are you for that, man?
Bro, I'm so fucking grateful for it. Like, it's so incredible now. Like, I'm an adult now, and I can really look back at these things and like appreciate them.
Right.
And like, yeah, bro, those times were just the best because they really brought us together, man. Like,
no, definitely, bro. I mean, it's those hardships, like I say, that, you know, when you're young, you don't really understand it, but as you grow older, you're like, damn. In a way, that was a blessing in disguise because look at what was the outcome of that. Because,
like, at a time, like, me and my mom had to share a room. Like, bro, I'm telling you, we hated each other, bro. It was like, it was super hard. Like, I used to think, like, damn, like, will me and my mom ever be cool? And I'm like a 15-year-old, like, out trying to smoke some weed and, like, do bullshit.
When can I come home, just be a little high on my own? Like, right? I sleep next to my mom.
And then now I'm like, damn, like, those times were fucking amazing. Because now me and my mom, like, you see us, we're like best friends. She hangs out with all my homies.
Oh, for sure. She's right there with the boys.
Yeah, so I think she feels like she did her job. My dad, you know, feels like he did his. Because I don't want to discredit my father because he's huge, bro. Like, he keeps my head in the game daily.
Yeah.
Like, from when I was a kid. And like I said, I used to talk to him on the phone all the time. Yeah, we didn't get to see each other face to face, but I used to talk to him all the time, and he would drop solid ass game on me as a young man. So I try to just apply that now. The same stuff he used to tell me, I try to apply now. Right. Still to this day because
and it still works.
It's solidified.
Yeah, of course.
So I'm just super grateful because I mean, it wasn't straight. You know what I mean? Looking back, it wasn't all good. But my mom
always made it better.
And she just made it seem like nothing was going on.
No, of course. Because that's her job at the end of the day. Like, your mom's always going to do the most for their child, and they're going to never show them the life that they wouldn't want them to see, because at the end of the day, everything that they're doing is for you. Yeah. And, you know, not for anything, but today's actually a very special day, besides the fact that, I mean, I'm here with you, brother. Yeah. But today actually marks 4 years that my dad passed away, right? You know, R.I.P. Big Kilo. Yep, R.I.P. And ever since that day, bro, when I saw my dad, you know, still on the bed, bro, just, you know, out cold, you know, it really wakes something up in you, bro. Like, you know, it's like there's no more, you know, excuses. There's no more bullshitting, bro, because my dad was the biggest bread earner in our family. He was the one who provided everything. And then once that's gone, bro, like, you literally have nothing. And it's so tough to, you know, try to overcome that in the moment that you're like, fuck, my life's spiraling out of control. Yeah. But in a way, I never say that I'm grateful for this, but like I said, it's a blessing in disguise, because everything was, you know, up until some point, always my dad could always resolve the problem, right? Yeah. But then when he was gone, bro, it was done, bro. It's like, Brian, what are you going to do now? Like, it's your turn, buddy. Like, you got to get out there and do it for your own, figure shit out, lose, learn some lessons, eat some shit, and then figure out what the fuck you're going to do. Yeah, man. But I agree. I'm glad that happened. Not in the way that it happened, but I'm glad for everything that's, you know, become an outcome of that. Yeah, bro. It's like, it's just insane. Like, it just like the whole thing about how my whole life and your whole life panned out, and like just the homies. Yeah, no, and definitely. How we all met, and like how we all became so strong. Like, we were all facing similar hardships. Yeah, for sure. And we didn't. I mean, we knew a little bit, but
it's just that energy that brought us together. I don't know what it was. It's like it's God, like, or something. You know what I mean?
I feel like within ourselves we built a brotherhood and a bond, a strong bond for that matter.
Yeah.
That it was just like, yo, this is where we're gonna learn.
And we didn't even like
ourselves.
each other at first.
Nah, bro, I fucking hated your ass.
Yeah, I was
bro.
like, who the fuck does this guy think he
coming
is,
into
bro?
my team and shit like that?
You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like the new guy. I was the new guy because I came from Bonita Middle, and I was like, you know, I felt like the guy out there and shit. So
and
when
I'm like, whoa, I'm the guy out here.
yeah, and then I went to Bonita High for like a week, and I was like, this ain't it. I gotta get out of here. Like, I didn't feel like it. You know, it didn't feel right.
No,
like,
of course
I felt
not.
like I needed to go like do something, and like I don't know how. Like I said, like it's just recognition.
Yeah.
At an early age, like we lied to our moms, bro. Like we said some shit like some cholo dude tried to sell us yay. Like on our first day of freshman year.
The excuse, like, yeah, mom, you don't want me to
Yeah,
do
I was like,
yay?
Mom, like, some dude tried to sell us yay. Like, I'm not trying to go here, you know, like, just said some bullshit.
Yeah. Anywhere to just,
And
you
then,
know, get to where
because
you wanna
at
be.
the time, like I said, it was about football and athletics and like,
you know, Eastlake was
and
that.
girls, and girls.
That too.
And Eastlake had all of that. So,
Yeah, of course.
so me and Nick were just like, we got to get the fuck out of here. We got to go join the few homies we know.
Unite forces.
Unite forces, and then just fucking from there, like, that was the best decision I made because
Shit,
that's
look at us
just,
now.
it's a great school. Not only is it a great school, but I met some of my lifelong friends there.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
That I knew beforehand, but like, you know, I just met more people and then, you know, dated some girls and
Yeah,
like
of
just,
course.
you just come to find out like that those choices early on were just blessings because like now we're here. You know what I mean? And I'm extremely grateful to be here because it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't good. Like there was a time where I couldn't even go places. Like I couldn't even step outside. Like we had to have like a fucking guy watching over us. You know what I mean?
Right.
Posted outside the crib. Like I couldn't do anything. And that was like my senior year where you want to do everything.
And
you know what I
just
mean?
can't.
So those are really humbling times. You know what I mean?
Right. So like let's switch gears right now. And what is it that keeps you going on the music side, bro? Like, how is it that every day you're able to wake up and say, like, yo, this is the shit that I love. This music shit is my bitch, and I'm gonna fucking marry it if I could.
Oh yeah, I love it. I put it above a lot of things. Like sometimes to a fault, but what keeps me going is just the love that I have for it, bro. Like, music just gives me a feeling that nothing else does.
Right.
And when I in progression, you know what I mean? My progression makes me want to keep going because I see how much I see what I could do now and the range that I have now, the versatility I have now. And I have so much more to learn and so much more to gain. So that I think that is what keeps me in the game is like I know what I can do. I know what I need to do. I know what I need to learn. And if I do all these things, you know, slowly but surely, like my shit is gonna just get better every time.
If you stay consistent and you keep moving forward, like shit, something's gonna happen, bro.
And yeah, and you know what, the homies inspire me a lot too. Is
of course
it's like all the people I work with are dope as fuck. You know what I mean? Like all the people I work with from Sauce, Rossi, 95 Until, the homie Brady, Richie, art designer, designer, Rottweiler, Stilo. You know, like everyone in my camp is just like super talented at what they do, and everybody has a job.
Of course.
And it makes a whole camp.
Everybody
you know what I mean?
plays a role. It's just like a football team, bro. Like
it's an organization.
You can't have 3 quarterbacks, bro. You got to have, you know, the running back. You got to have the receiver. You got to have your quarterback. And then you got to have your O-line, bro. And if none of those fools play their role, then, homie, you ain't winning.
Exactly.
Like,
and we got an all-star group. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And that's just how I feel. And, like, that's just what it is, man. Like, I get inspired by, you know, some new music that drops. It's mostly like the old shit I grew up on that gives me that feeling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That I revisit because when you revisit old music and you go through things in your life,
it just brings back those memories. Those
you're
emotions.
just like, oh shit, I just went through that. I didn't go through that 3 years ago.
But you can relate to it now.
But I can relate to it now, and then you find a newfound love for you know, that shit that you used to love, and you just relove it and relove it. And then once I create my own shit, I talk about my life in my music. Like, that's what I get across. Like, sometimes it may be ignorant, sometimes it may be deep, It may be about love. It may be about a girl. Like, I just want to touch base on everything.
Yeah, it's basically an extension of what you're feeling and your emotions and what's going on up in here.
Yeah, it's just the way I vent.
No, yeah, of course.
You know, and then sometimes I treat it like a sport sometimes. Like, sometimes you just want to go out there and be competitive and talk shit. And sometimes you got to just buckle down and work on your game and practice.
Yeah.
And then if you're not going to, if you're not practicing.
Homie, you're staying in the same place.
Yeah, if you're not practicing every day and treating it like a sport, come game time, you're not going to be ready.
And like, just like in football, I was at a conference the other day and they said, yo, so a football team practices over, thousands of hours. For when they get into season, they only play 16 hours, right? And out of those 16 hours, they really only play 8 because half of that time the ball is on the other side of the court for the other team, right? So if you really break that down, they're saying that like, yo, if you don't practice, then when you come to play game time, you're not going to be able to execute because everything happens in the practice.
Yeah, so even if I'm not recording every day, I'm actually working on getting a studio built right now at the crib. But even though, I may not record every single day.
Right.
But if I'm not recording, I'm playing like 10 to 20 beats.
Right.
See what the vibe is. I might write a hook. I might write a whole song. I might write 3 whole songs. I might freestyle a song. You know what I mean? But I'm just constantly cooking and trying to like find what makes me feel something because I make the music I want to hear.
Of course.
You know what I mean? Like,
at the end of the day, you're not going to go put something out.
I'm trying to fill the void of what I don't think is out there. So, and I just make the music I want to hear. So if I like it, then I'm just like, oh. And if it really makes me feel something, then that's when I put it out or put it together and then send it to the world.
Bam. And, it's funny that there's some songs out there that, from other artists that make me, how do I say, vibrate from inside because I really fuck with what they're saying, right?
Yeah.
And every time I put on a Sebby song, like, I could relate 100% to it because either I've lived it with you, I've seen it with you, or I've experienced it myself. And I kid you not, bro, every time I slap your song on, like, I vibrate in a good way, like a tingling sensation,
you get like
bro.
chills and shit.
Like, like, this is nice. Like, and that's, I think, what music should be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's what people should feel because that's the emotion you get from the words that you're saying. And if you're able to translate those in the way that people understand them, man, then you're changing lives, bro, because you're giving them a way to think that they don't know, but they really want to, figure out.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I want to bridge the gap between, like, the people that know me.
Right.
And that can validate, certain things and, like, feel it. And the people that don't know me at all. So when they hear my songs, like, they can still relate to it because I want my music to be understandable and clear.
Of course, not just for like one crowd or something.
Yeah,
it's
not. My shit is for no one crowd. Like 40-year-old people like my shit.
Of course.
14-year-old people like my shit.
Yeah.
30-year-old people like my shit. So it just really gives me confidence to like keep going because I know I can tailor something to different crowds and then maybe one song everyone might like it.
Yeah.
But it's also not for everybody, but I know that it's for somebody. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Like,
you
I know
never
all
make
my
anything
shit.
without a purpose.
Exactly. So I'm just I'm working on a project right now, and I want it to just be well-rounded musically. I want the production to go wild. I want, the content, the message to be there. And I think I think it will. And I think people are going to love it, man. Like, especially the people I grew up with and the people that have been following me for these couple years that I've been going, pretty steady and hard with it. You know what I mean? Because I meet people all the time. Like, I was hooping yesterday, and then the other day I was at work, and, like, I just run into people. They're like, yo, are you? And I'm I just introduce myself regular, you know what I mean? Like, and then that shit's awesome, bro.
I was just going to say, doesn't that feel nice? Like, the other day, same, bro, I was getting into an Uber, and some guy's like, yo, I know you from somewhere. I'm like, what? Like, from where? He's like, bro, I see you on the videos all over social media all the time. And I'm like, oh, that's actually really cool that somebody actually recognizes you outside of, your work or your sphere of influences. Yeah. So, and the gist, like, I mean, we must be doing something right because people are noticing.
Absolutely, bro. And I just been like, over time, like, I've seen that I've touched people, bro.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
You know what I mean? Like,
no, for sure.
And that's just the ultimate gratification because, like I said, whether 20 people like it or 1,000, I'm doing this shit anyway.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And it's getting to the point where like there's actually fans. Like, dude, some girl from Egypt hit me up.
That's fucking
She's like,
amazing.
I found your music on Apple. Like, cause they posted Arco, me and Rossi song on this up and coming new music. They do it like maybe once a week or twice a month or some shit. And then she found me like randomly, and I've had these occurrences before, but from Egypt, she goes, your shit is so dope. I thought you were way bigger than you were. You know what I mean? And I'm like, thank you so much. Like, this is what I'm working towards. Like, thank you for that praise. Like, I'm not that yet, but like, you know what I'm saying? Thank you for giving me that, you know, that level.
Love.
Yeah, that love. Exactly.
And it's crazy because, you know, just with the power of social media, you could be anywhere at any time, at any moment, where opposed to before, artists, I feel, had it a little bit harder because they had to connect to a big brand, a big company to put their shit out. And now in reality, you don't need a big brand as long as you got a good team behind you, people that support you. I mean, you're able to put your shit out there and get recognized without even having to fucking sell yourself to a company and do shit that you don't want to do just because you want that exposure. Nowadays, if you really work hard, I feel you could achieve anything.
Exactly. And I want to follow the same algorithm that some of my favorite artists,
of course,
go upon. You know what I mean? Like, they have such a cult fucking fan base.
Yeah.
That Nipsey Hussle, for instance,
dude,
like,
one of my
he
favorite
sold.
guys.
I think he sold one of his mixtapes for
$100.
Yeah, I think it was $100 or like 1,000 maybe.
It was either one of those two, but for sure I know he sold it for,
I
an amount.
I don't know. He sold what? Maybe 100,000 copies? Some shit, 50 to 100,000.
I want to say JC dropped about 10 bands on his
Jay-Z bought like 100 of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what I want to get to, is like that my cult fan base
really fucks
actually knows I'm real, actually knows who I'm about or what I'm about, and just that when I do drop content, they'll push it as hard as I'm pushing it.
Of course.
And they'll buy the merch, and they'll be at the shows. And it's already been like, that's what it's been, cuz like the shows are popping.
Yeah, no, I've been there, bro.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, the shows are popping, bro. Like, and that's what keeps me going, dude. Like, the shows are popping. They're so much fun. Everybody shows love. Everybody's so kind, and like it's just awesome, dog. Everybody turns up.
No, yeah, I don't disagree with them anyway.
Yeah.
So I mean, you obviously said what you like, what you fuck with, but what would you say is your purpose? Like, what's your purpose of coming into this music industry, and what do you want to deliver, man? Like, what is your purpose? And what are you really out here to do, man? Because a lot of people are out here like, hey, like, I just want to get that watch. Hey, I just want to get those bands. I just want to get that sick-ass car and flaunt it all over social media.
Yeah.
But, I mean, those careers only last so long, you know, because there's no weight behind it.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I want to make the music that I want to make. And I feel that it's honest.
Right.
I feel that it's real. And I feel that it's dope. So I just want to keep making dope shit and just inspiring younger kids, and even inspiring, somebody like my mom or somebody like my dad, because they get stoked on it.
Yeah.
So if I could just touch people and motivate them to keep doing their shit, and that just goes back to do what you want. You know what I mean? Like, that's just what it is. And like, I wake up every day, go to work, and it's just like the same thing. Like, I listen to all my favorite artists, and they get me through the day.
Oh, of course.
So I just want to get somebody through their day. And, if my melodies and my beats and my fucking lyrics can get people,
to be happy
through their days,
through the depression,
man. Like,
now you're just changing lives,
because people, I just want to touch people, man, and make their day a little less hard, or make their day better, or
No, that's awesome.
Bro. If somebody's sad, make them
just
happy,
like
all that good stuff.
I think that's like the biggest reward for me whenever I do a video, or I don't look at myself like I want to be a motivational speaker, because I don't think that's what I am. I just have so much passion in what I believe in people could be, that I just leave it up to them, man. Like, for me, like, the whole reason for this podcast is because we're looking to be like that light bulb that when you hear something in here, you're gonna be like, oh shit, I could go do that myself. Like, I just been hearing this guy, like, he's exactly like me. Yeah. And like, holy crap, I could why wouldn't I go do this myself? Like, bam, and then that little light turns on, and then they're on their way. I didn't tell them what to do. I didn't tell them how to do it. But because they listened to something here, they're like, yo, I think I know what I need to go do.
Exactly. And you can help people out, like, just like you're doing. Like,
yeah, for sure. We're just out here talking.
Excuse me. At first, people will look at you when you started these videos.
Nah,
like,
bro, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah, like, who, like,
what is he doing?
What is he talking about? And then you come to find out, you wake up and then you see that shit on your fucking feed every day. Like, motherfuckers really out here at 6 a.m,
right?
Hyped as fuck.
Yeah, bro.
And at first, even me, I was like, what is this shit? What is he trying to do? You know what I mean? I wasn't like skeptical. I was just like, what's the goal of this shit, right? And like, yeah, bro, that shit just hypes you up, and then you find yourself, voting on shit, on all the little cool shit that you're posting, and then it's like, you have like a cult following now, and even if it's small or if it's big,
and it doesn't matter. But it doesn't matter whether it's big or small. The fact is that people are, and I don't do it for me, I do it for them, bro. But then at the end of the day, I was just like, holy shit. At the beginning, I was like, really just doing it for me because if I said something, bro, and I didn't do it, bro, I'm a bitch.
Real shit. It all starts with you doing it for yourself.
And then I saw people showing me love, like, yo, I wake up to this, like, yo, I like this, like, and I'm like, yo, maybe I got a bigger purpose here.
Yep. And it finds you. You know what I mean?
Oh, definitely, bro. And like you said, bro, I just had that voice, and I don't have that voice in the sense that I could speak and sing beautiful, but I have that voice that I'm gonna be in your head, and you're gonna be questioning yourself.
Yeah, like, dude, you make me, you get me thinking about shit, like.
That's all I want. That's
are you a
goal.
doer, or do you watch somebody do something?
It's like it's stuff that is true, bro.
And it may be like on some cliche shit, but you really go vote and like, nah, you know what? Like, I am a doer, or like, you know what I mean, or you know what I mean, and
whatever it is, that's the thing. I want to get you thinking.
Yeah.
Because so many people out there go do things without thinking, bro, and then at the end of the day, they're like, fuck, what did I do? But if they would have just sat down, thought about it, and took the right decision. Oh man, the outcome is gonna be.
Yeah, so people look at you like you're fucking crazy sometimes. Like even me, like when I first started dropping music, people were coming up to me like, "Yeah, that shit's dope." But I know like some people on the side were like,
"What the fuck is this guy doing?"
Yeah, like it was trash, or whatever. Like everybody got their own opinion, which is fine.
Completely fine.
You know what I mean? So, but you just keep going because you just have love for it, and you do it for yourself at first.
Yeah.
And then you realize you're starting to touch people, and people are gravitating towards it, and then it's just bigger than you at that point.
It really is, bro. And then once you could see what you could do in a bigger spectrum, you're like, whoa, I really want to go out there and do more, provide more, and actually change people's lives.
It makes me want to be more honest and more vulnerable in my music because that's the type of shit that makes people feel something. Like, it's always fun. Like I said, it's like, it's a whole spectrum of shit. Like, you could do the shit that's fun, makes people fucking dance and have a good ass time. It's like a slap. Or it's like the deeper stuff or the more melodic. You know what I mean? I love doing it all. And it's like, and that's, I mean, I could do it all. So it's like, let's get it now. You know what I mean?
And then just like when you said like, oh, people are probably hating on you, which they probably are. And people that don't fuck with your shit. But really, if you just stop and think about it, it's because either A, they don't know what the fuck they want to do.
Them motherfuckers are fans too.
2, they fuck with what you do, but hate the fact that they're doing it, that you're doing it, and they're not. And 3, they honestly have no idea what to do, so they're just gonna go and bring someone down because
there's definitely
they're
people
lost themselves, bro.
Yeah, there's definitely people out there that I know like my shit, but talk down on me.
Yeah, but and
I'm just like,
shit sounds nice.
That's all right though. You know what I mean? That comes with this shit. And if you're not getting like some type of like scrutiny or hatred, like
you ain't doing something right.
You ain't doing it right. So
but the good thing about all that is that it builds that tough skin, man. Like it just anything that people are able to say, like you said something like everybody has their opinions and that's completely fine.
That's all. Yeah,
that's true, bro. Because you can't fight those. Like think whatever
and
you think of me.
I mean, if you know my dad,
fuck
my dad's the biggest shit talker I know. So it's like
likewise, my dad was a fucking shit talker, fucking fly.
It's all just like. To me, bro, I'm like a really competitive person, and I get that from my father.
Of course.
So it's just like a constant competition. Like he's always lighting a match on me,
right?
And I go back on him, and then we're just like boom, boom, boom. And then when I show him like some fire music, he settles down. But when I'm not producing, he's like, "What the fuck is up?"
Yeah.
And like that keeps me just fucking. That keeps that fire on me too. Like that's another thing that keeps me going is like my people. Including my father, including my friends, they just won't let me stop, bro. Because they're always like, "What's good? What's good? Where's the new shit at? Where's this at? Where's that at?" And I'm just like, "Fuck, I need to And it's not that I need to do it because they're on my ass. It's just like, nah, like I need to do it for myself.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's
because
like,
the
they
people
just see
want
it
it.
in you.
It's bigger. It's bigger than
for
the
sure,
person.
For sure.
So,
at this point.
Yeah. So it's like, that's all it comes down to, man. Is like the people want it, and if enough people want it and demand it, then I'm gonna give it to them. You know what I mean?
Of course. At the end of the day, like you said, it stops being for you and it becomes a bigger spectrum, and you're doing it for people out there that are really benefiting from it, and they're really touching their lives in a way that you couldn't even imagine, bro. And it's stuff that coming from real people, real
Absolutely.
intentions, and good morals.
Yeah, and that's what makes me happy, man. Because then when you go perform, that realness.
Yeah, of
you know
course.
what I mean? When you go spit that for a crowd and then they're singing your shit, they may not be singing. They might be just not in their head, standing there. That's cool too.
They're
like,
vibing, bro. They're feeling
as
it.
long as you're getting jiggy and you're feeling what I'm saying, and you can relate to some of it or not, or just like it.
Right.
Fuck,
You're
you
doing
know what I'm saying?
something.
Thumbs up to that. You know what I mean?
For sure. So let's see. What do you got coming up next, bro? Like what should people expect from SebbyOG? Like what's hot, what's not, and what's next?
Okay, people should expect a very well-rounded, well put together project from me.
Right.
And I want that I'm going to come with a whole, merch run with that.
Of course, as you should.
It's going to be, I'm not going to say too much right now, but it's going to be.
But it's just a little teaser for the people that are listening.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
will be listening.
I got a lot of good ideas, man. I'm just getting the paper together, getting the ideas, getting the shit, recorded and down. And I think it's going to be great, man. The city's going to love it. I know that for a fact.
Mm-hmm.
People are going to love it. So if we can get it to the necessary hands,
right,
or get it to a room that it's never been before, wherever it may be,
sky's the limit. Keep growing.
Sky's the limit, man.
So in the next 5 to 10 years, where would you say you see yourself? Where would you see the SebbyOG brand?
I think independently, I think I could be a machine.
Of course.
Like, you know what I mean? I want to be my own machine. I mean, and with that, it takes a team effort, of course. You know what I mean? I can't say enough about the team. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
I think I could be this machine that pumps out great music.
Of course.
Great merch. I think myself as a tastemaker, I'm great. Like I have taste. I have great taste.
Right.
And I think you're just born with that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? You can't teach that. You can, and people can try to replicate it, but I think I was just born with great taste. So at the end of the day, if my music doesn't hit the charts, like I don't give a fuck. Like I'm gonna
do it for the people that are listening.
Exactly.
Fuck with you.
And then I just want to be a well-rounded artist. Like not even musically. I want to be a designer. Mm-hmm. I want to just get into it, man. Just everything that comes with creativity.
Full of artistic self and
arts.
Man.
I want to just be a creator. Like,
would you say culinary arts would be in there?
Of course. Okay. That's what some people don't know about me. Like. Ever since I started living on my own, I've been like just experimenting with food and culinary art.
Right.
And I've developed a serious passion, bro. Like I'm serious. Like bro, you know this.
I know we know. I know.
This dude comes over all the time, like me like chopping up veggies and
making what are we eating, bro?
Yeah, and I'm just like, fuck it. Like you're eating tonight. You got dinner, bro. Like I was gonna eat this myself, but here you go.
Just for the people that don't know, the other day me and Seb had to go on that collab and cook dinner together.
Yeah. We did a little mixed dish. It was like a potluck style. It was good, man.
Yeah, we had all sorts of food.
But yeah, dude, I love cooking, bro. I think,
of course. And we were talking about it where like once you make a dish and you put that that recipe in it, that touch in it, you're like, damn, I made this.
Yeah.
And it tastes.
It's so fucking gratifying. It's the same shit as making a dope song, bro.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
When I make a dope song and hear it, I fucking play that shit back like 1,200 times.
Damn, this ceviche was bomb.
Yeah, and then when I make that, for instance, ceviche, I put like hours into making that. Yeah. And once you eat it, you're like, God damn, this shit is fire,
Thank God I let it marinate. Thank God I took that time.
Yeah, I listened to it.
Seasoned it.
I fucking chopped up the onion, the serrano, all that shit.
I kept tasting it just to make sure it was good.
Put it in the pot. Yeah.
Damn, you delivered
Making ceviche is like the way I'm approaching my album.
Okay.
It's because like it needs the tomato, it needs the onion, it needs cilantro, it needs the limon, it needs the fish.
So would you
a little bit of this, a little bit of
correlate
that.
with the hook, the verse, the intro, the outro?
I'm just talking about this song and that song. Like I might have a song that sounds like Arco, and then I might have a song that sounds like Guadalajara.
Yeah.
And then I might have another singing song that I'm only singing on. So I just want it to be a mixed pot.
Of all spices and flavors.
Of all flavors, bro. And I think that's what it's going to be, because I've been working really hard to make something, to make a really diverse project.
Just something different.
Yeah, just something me.
Something Seb.
And that's and people are going to know that, you know what I mean?
No, of course.
Because like I said, when you hear me, like, if you know me, you know that's me. So.
Yeah, for sure. So if you could make a record or collab with any artist, dead or alive, who would it be?
To name a few?
Yeah, of course.
Sure. Well, I always say, on a big scale, we'll just go with, Kanye,
okay,
Wiz Khalifa, Kali Uchis.
I've heard you say that a lot.
I'm putting it out there in the world, bro. I want to make
it out there, manifest
I want
that
the
shit,
Kali.
brother.
I want the Kali Uchis record so bad.
Kali Uchi, if you ever get a hold of this recording, you already know. Hit my boy SebbyOG.
Yeah,
I'll make sure I tag
Kali. Dom would be a dream.
Of course.
I fucking grew up on that shit. Just all my favorites. Pharrell would be insane. Like, if I could find his alien self
out there somewhere in the Neptune.
Somewhere, yeah. Yeah, man. I'm always gonna make records with the people that inspired me, such as Rossi, such as Sassolini.
Of course.
Just the stock bros. You know what I mean? They're just as influential to me as those huge artists. Cause I'm in the room with them. I'm like, I know them. I know their story, and we bounce ideas, and it's awesome. Like,
I feel like all you guys are in ways very different.
Very different.
Very different.
Yeah. But very alike as well.
But if you look, yeah, exactly. But if you look at you guys all collectively, you guys all have that same mindset, that same end goal. You guys might be different ways at doing it, but collectively together, you guys are moving in a path.
Yeah, because we all want each other to win. It's like like
sure.
having just a good group of friends. Like,
definitely,
we all just want each other. If you win, I win. Type of mentality, and that's what it's been. It's just like with the homies, bro. It's like, if you win, I know I'm gonna win.
Yeah, absolutely.
And now I gotta step it up.
But then you start thinking about it. If you win, if he wins, and I win, damn, bro, we're all winning.
Exactly, and it's accountability at that point.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's a big word. Honestly, accountability, because if you don't have the people that fuck with you and you fuck with the most, telling you or being right there to keep pushing you to do better, to do more, then bro, it's gonna be hard, because us as humans, we're at fault, bro. We're weak, man.
Yeah.
But we need that that strong mindset. We need that dedication, and we need that strong influence from our peers from time to time.
And I always stress that, like I said before, like, all my people hold me accountable, and it's a big group of people at this point. That, because we have a lot of good friends, bro. And
for sure.
Coming back, we always come back to that, but everybody holds me accountable.
Yeah, definitely, bro. And that's that's one of the biggest.
If they didn't, bro, like, I probably would just, who knows? You know what I mean? There's no telling.
It's just crazy that you say, like, our group of friends, and it's just, some people don't even have one friend, bro.
That's crazy.
And some people don't even, they have friends, but they don't fuck with them like the way we do, and they're not out there to make their friends better.
Exactly.
But just trying to see them do better.
Make
but never
your friends better,
themselves.
man. Make your friends better.
Always.
You have to, man.
Then what are your friends for if you're not making them better and trying to all get better and level up?
Exactly.
And you're just in a group of people that you want to see just do good, but not too good.
Absolutely, man. It's just
that's bullshit.
Accountability. Big thing.
So, if music wasn't your career and this wasn't your path, what would Sebby be doing?
Shit, I don't know. I don't really know. Like, trying to make money, bro. Like, straight up. I just be trying to get paid.
Hey, that's a good answer, because some people have plan A's and
but
plan B's.
I mean, dude, I'd probably be a chef, dead ass.
Culinary arts, my nigga.
Bro, like, real shit. Like, I would probably go into that and just go ham, bro. Just like, I love cooking, bro.
7 different
cooking in all senses of the word.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, like, who knows, bro? I'd be in fashion somewhere, maybe, because that's something I've gravitated to.
Always.
That was like the first thing I really loved, was dressing fly.
Right.
Skateboarding and dressing fly and music all go hand in hand. And those are my first 3 loves: skateboarding, dressing fly, and music. And those things go together like ceviche.
So you got yourself like, you got yourself like a foursome right there, bro.
Yeah, bro. And those were my first passions. I think that's how the homies met, is because we all dress fly.
Yeah.
We all like getting fly. We're good at sports. We were all skaters. Like, we all like the same shit. So we just became this fucking force of like a homeboy group. And then with that came the girls and the lady friends and even the homegirls, and
everything just started kind
it's a
of
beautiful
building
thing.
a little group of people that just fucking had the same mindsets.
Exactly.
Wanted to be around cool people. Early, bro.
Which is pretty unheard of now.
Yeah, nowadays, I don't know. Like, nowadays I question the youth a lot because I feel like they're all just going after examples and stuff they see through the media.
It's just internet.
Never really fully get to find out who they are, what they are, and how they are.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is that sometimes you really got to unplug yourself from everything, bro, and sit down and really ask yourself, like, what the fuck am I doing? Who the fuck am I? And what the fuck am I? You know? Because it's like, at the end of the day, if you don't know yourself, then how are you supposed to know what you like, what you don't like, what you're able to do, and what you're not, bro? And all that comes from a series of L's, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I think a lot of it comes with spending alone time even.
Oh, definitely, bro. And I'm a big believer in spending my alone time because I like that.
I mean, growing up, getting grounded all the fucking time.
Oh, I spent a lot of time.
I was grounded all the time.
It's like being in jail when you were a kid.
Yeah, low-key, you know what I mean?
Damn, now I got to think about what I don't need
Not
to do
only
next time
did
to get caught.
that teach me a lot about myself, along with all the events we mentioned earlier,
Yeah.
it was like a culmination of all that. So like I said, like, we were kind of forced to grow up with a kind of more mature mentality, because that's the hand that was dealt, you know what I mean? So I think that early, like, I didn't have a phone. Like, I tell people this all the time, bro. I didn't have a phone till I was a junior year in high school, bro. I didn't have a phone till I was a junior in high school.
Bro, I had to send smoke signals to get a hold of you.
You know what I'm saying? I was the most rare but not rare person out there. Like, I had to use the homies' phones to call my mom, tell her where I was at.
To hit hold of you.
She was texting all you motherfuckers
all the time.
And then also I was like bugging y'all to like maybe text the girl or something. Like, I was like getting at girls like with my homies' phones.
And no, my homie sent that. I didn't mean that.
But yo, not having a phone, and a lot of us didn't have phones growing up.
Well, it's because I don't think phones became popping until like a little bit into high school.
I really think we're the last of like the non-phone, but we did have it at a point, but it wasn't how it is now.
I'll one up you on that. I think we're one of the last generations, if not the last, to actually have time to make friends with the people around your neighborhood.
Yeah,
go out and play, because now all you see is kids like this: Fortnite, freaking Call of Duty.
It's pretty disappointing. Like, I get that they love that shit, but it's also a little disappointing.
And yeah, I mean, I understand now bits and pieces of it and a little bit of it, but like, if you're doing that all the time, bro, you're missing out on people skills. You're missing out on how to make friends. You're missing out how to connect with others. Like, yo, that's where it's all at.
So I think I'm just really grateful, because like, I was always pissed off, like, why don't I have a phone? Like, mom, like, give me a phone, or like, you know.
Let me get that razor.
But all that shit that I didn't have growing up made me who I am.
Oh, all day, bro.
And now it's like, I can be in any room and I could blend in. I could hang out with the white homies, with the you know, whatever, like with the black homies, with this, with that. I could be anywhere. I could be in any room and I could blend.
No, yeah, for sure.
And I think that's really important.
And I feel like that's a skill that's very hard to acquire. And I like to call it the chameleon. Because that means that you're able to, you know, adapt to any environment. And when I mean any environment, I mean whether you're with people that are, you know, different than you, where people that don't even think like you, different age group, different ethnicity, like whatever it might be, bro, like, you know that some way or somehow you're going to be able to blend in and be like, yo, cool, this is not for me.
Exactly, man. I think that's really important. And that comes with like the way we grew up. Like, I had to communicate firsthand. Yeah. And it wasn't like
behind a screen.
Yeah, and then once I got a phone, I didn't use it that much until now, where it's like it's kind of
like a part of our life.
Yeah, now it's like a part of our life.
Like, before you could do life without a phone. Now, like, tell me a motherfucker that does life without a phone. Or
all I used to do was like text a couple of the homies, text my girl, and fucking, you know, that was it back then. So yeah, man, I'm really thankful that you know, the no phone thing was a thing because it allowed me to develop myself at a young age.
Right.
With communication skills, being personable, being social, and being able to hang out with the football homies, with the skater homies, with the music homies, with the bad homies, with the fucking nerdy homies.
And you know, it's funny, like
anything.
I've always said that, you know, sometimes you got to learn from everybody, whether they're good, bad, weird, or, you know, nerdy for whatever matter. But you got to take the good and the bad from them and always keep those people close to you because you never know whose vote you're going to need, bro.
Exactly. So I always, and that's another thing, like growing up, I always tried to be cool with everybody. Like I may not be, like some people don't like me. I'm a strong personality.
Of course.
Some people don't like that shit. You know what I mean?
Fuck you, dog. I don't really like you.
Yeah, fuck you too then, homie. Yeah, see, like some people just don't like you for whatever reason, and that's totally okay.
Right.
But also, on the contrary, I made so many good relationships of all the groups I just mentioned growing up that now you have those same people hitting you up like, yo, Seb, I see you. Like,
and that's awesome, bro, because then you know
it's
that
the
they were
randomest-
rocking with you since you barely started.
Exactly.
To see you grow,
And
that's like, damn.
It's like the randomest people that are like, I knew that guy in one class in 10th grade and never saw him again.
And now look at this motherfucker.
Yeah, but the same guy in my math class, 10th grade, is hitting me like, yo, Seb, like, I see what you're doing, man. I fucking love it. Keep doing it. Keep doing your shit. And then you get anywhere from that to, like, you know, just it's crazy, bro.
I just think it's crazy that you could just connect with people that you never thought you'd connect, or they could relate with you. And you're like, motherfucker, I talked to you once, and all of a sudden you're like here saying that we're like, you know, very relatable. I'm like, bro, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, so I love that because, like, that's just what we grew up on. And, like, I encourage that for kids, like, make real relationships, man. That Instagram shit, I mean, it's cool, and I like it too. But establishing a personable relationship is extremely important.
So if you had to give advice to anybody that, you know, was in your position, is in your position, or is even looking to, you know, pursue the same, you know, path that you are, what advice would you give to them?
Like musically?
100 raw. Musically, life, spiritually, whatever you want to just, you know, let anyone that's on the path.
Well, first of all, find your main identity. Find what you love. Find the few things you love. Find your identity. Find your voice. And then capitalize on that. Like, if you're not good at, work on your weaknesses. You know what I mean? Like, work on what you're not good at. Like, when I started to do the Stone Cold Pilots project with Sauce, he was, like, doing auto-tune a lot. And I hadn't sang. You know what I mean? I didn't sing.
Right.
But working on that project with him for like that whole 8-month span that we were working on that.
Yeah.
I'm a singer now, bro.
I can do this.
I can sing now. Yeah. But I always could. I just never tried it. But
no, of course.
Working on that project with Sauce, he was discovering the auto-tune and like he's a fucking genius on that shit. So he kind of was like, I mean, he showed me the auto-tune. And once I first heard my voice auto-tune and I started to sing, I was like, damn.
That shit heat.
I mean, even without it, I was singing and I still do it. But auto-tune's a vibe and like, yeah, like I worked on that weakness because I hadn't done it. And now I feel like I could sing. I know melody and, you know, I know
you're more
rhythm.
comfortable with that. And
extremely.
You said something that I really fuck with. You said you got to try shit out to figure out what you like. You know, how the fuck are you not supposed to figure out what you like?
And I made a lot of iffy songs and shit like
but
that didn't sound good.
You kind of like, oh shoot, now I know how to do
like,
that.
Okay, I tried that. Yeah. Maybe I'll come at it this way or
you figure out
whatever.
Like, damn, I don't need to do it that way, but if I do it this way, I'm gonna get what I want. But because you tried it, you figured out how to get there.
100%. And I'm still I mean, like this music that I make, like it comes out of nowhere, bro. Like, tomorrow I might make one of my favorite songs I've ever made in my life. I might not. You know what I mean? But every song I made that's my favorite happened on the spot. And, like, I'm like, how the fuck did I do that right now? You know what I mean? Like,
no, I honestly...
It just comes out of nowhere, dog.
Bro,
like, it's pretty crazy.
I honestly 100% relate to you because when I do my videos, bro, I honestly don't script them. It's just whatever fucking I'm feeling in the moment and what comes out, that's what I'm going to go and spit to you.
Yeah,
and
sometimes...
It's just like, that's what I'm going to say because it's like... And then... In a way, I'm like, oh shit. When I'm done doing it, it's like, bro, I just like blacked out in a sense that I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, you just lock in and
and then you're in the zone and you're just kind of doing what you're doing.
And you hear it, then you're like, okay,
oh shit.
And then you sometimes you hear it and you're like, it just hits that fucking light bulb in your body.
When you vibrate off your own stuff, I'm like, yo,
that's when
hot.
That's when
like,
you know, like
yeah,
when it hits your own heart,
and you're
off
like,
the
damn.
shit you said and you didn't realize it. You go back, you know, smoke a blunt or whatever, listen to it,
and you're like, yeah.
and you're like, damn, yo, like I just said that shit. Like when I did Arco, bro, when I did Arco, I did that shit in like 10 minutes, like with sauce.
Right.
And I wasn't feeling great about it. Like I was like, damn, like we only spent 10 minutes on this shit, bro. Like what? Let's work on it more. He's like, nah,
I think it's good.
Yeah, I think it's done. And like, I'm like, okay. And then I sent it to Rossi. He listened to it. He's like, bro, like that shit's gas. And I was like, you guys sure? Like, you know, you kind of second guess yourself as an artist or even as a person. But, and then when I heard it the next day and I was like smoking to it, I was like, damn, this shit is hard. Yeah. You know, and then it's, I mean, not only that song, just any song, you know what I mean?
So
like,
would you say that Arco's your favorite song that you've made so far? And if not, which is your favorite song?
Well, Arco, I mean, I just got a verse on it, but it's one of my favorite verses that I've ever spit.
Right.
Because it was super effortless and it took no time to make, and it was just like straight from the vibe that I got off of it.
Right,
like as soon as I heard that beat,
what you felt,
that's what I said, and that's what that made me feel. But yeah, it's one of my favorite verses, one of my favorite songs that I've ever made. I have this song that's on my new album called Sex is a Weapon. That's one of my favorite songs, bro. That shit hits home for me. And a couple of my newer joints are just, everything new that I make is my favorite song. Right. You know what I mean? Because it's like my new favorite thing. But that song in particular, just to name a couple, I really love $100 Feels. That's a song that's like mellow but popping at the same time. And it gets the show going. Like when you hear it, you could like drive to it at night and get high. But I would have never thought if we perform this, it's gonna fucking go up. Like so. Yeah. There's always cool things like that happen.
So we're getting right here to the end of the episode. What would you want to leave people with? You know, just something that's either from the heart or just something that you want to end this episode on.
I just want to thank everybody that's been rocking with me since day one. It's like, it's a lot of people, man. Like, it doesn't seem like it is, but it's a lot of people that are just really
the path
in the core that's are super important, man. And it's a long list of friends. Like, I'm not gonna say them all. They know who the fuck they are.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. And thank you to everybody that's been playing my shit. I mean, not only that, thank you to everybody that's just been a good friend. Right. You know what I mean? Good friends are super important in life, and like those lifelong friends and connections are super important. I want to thank my mom, my dad for being super inspirations to me. Of course. Through the hardships, through all the bullshit. Like, we really fucking made it. Like, I feel like we made it. Right. For what we've been through. Like, we didn't get into it all, but like, bro, we made it this far. We can take it farther than that.
No, and like what I like to say, this is my favorite thing. If we have the support, we have the love, and we have the great people around us. Yeah. And now the only thing we're missing is money. Yeah. Homie, we already fucking won, bro. Yeah, we're done. We made this shit. So like, real shit. That's how I feel,
already got, I got everything I need.
Some people have the money but don't have any of that, bro. And you know how that goes.
So if all we're missing right now is the money.
Bro, I won already. That's the easiest thing to get.
And that's really gratifying, bro.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
So if I could just leave it off with that. Thank you. Like I said, thank you to everybody.
Bro, thank you for coming. I fucking love you, bro.
Love you too, bro. Thank you. Thank you to everyone that's been rocking with me. My album's coming this year. Woo! Everybody's gonna love it. Shout out to my sisters, my baby sister, my brother Noah. I love you guys. Everybody, my whole family, my mom, my dad, grandma, Nana, what up? Everybody.
All right, guys, that concludes today's episode with Sebby OG. And
Sebby
honestly, all I want to say is that there is a small fee in this podcast, and that fee is to tell a friend. Even if it's one friend, ask them to come listen it.
Tell a friend.
To come join.
Spread it.
Because you never know whose words is going to inspire the next biggest thing. And more than anything, honestly, thank you so much for listening, and this is only the beginning.
Energy.
One last thing. People always ask, Brian, where do you get your energy from? And I'm like, easy, bro. I get my energy from my inner G, plain and simple.
That's right.
And that's why we're here.
Lupe Fiasco reference.
Shout out, brother. Ever since I was a kid. Hell yeah, it is, bro. I get my energy from my energy.
That's hard.
Hey.
Yeah, there was a lot we didn't touch on, but they'll know.
Nah, that's cool, bro. We'll get back to it next time. This is not the first
This is
or last
part
show.
1 of like 70 motherfucking installments.
We'll run it. No worries. Thank you for listening.
All right, bro.
We'll
Thank you.
Of course, brother.
Love, bro.
Thank you for coming.
Man in the mirror, oh, you about to win. Had to go to church to forgive all my sins. Ha ha ha, you bitch you. Guadalajara in a Benz cool. Dundada, I got kids too. Pounds of the stank, call me Pepe Le Pew. This shit hot like Dago on Christmas. Ornaments on my neck like I'm Biggie. Coke dealer crib, feed the village. I ain't rich yet, but you know I'm winning.